For those that don't know me, my name is Dave Harkins. I'm the Chief of Police here at Gloucester Township, and I want to welcome everybody to this great event where we're celebrating the exemplary career of Captain Jason Gittens. A couple introductions I want to introduce on behalf of Mayor who couldn't make it this afternoon. I want to welcome Councilman Dan Hutchinson here, who's representing the township for Jason. I know Jason and Dan have known each other for a long time. I want to recognize, I know Chief Ed Smith is here back in the room, longtime chief here that worked with Jason, so I want to welcome him, and I'll do a few more welcomes. But I want to get us started off right, and I'm going to ask our chaplain, Monsignor Michael Mannion, to come forward for a invocation. Monsignor Mike.
Let us pray. Lord our God, we believe that all things work together for those who love God. We thank you for this captain who's got so much experience, so much talent, a great open heart to help others when in need, without hesitation. We thank you that the experiences of life he's had, from detective to commander and so many other things, has not only enriched this department, but enriched this community in a way that will long be remembered. And the spirit of that Martha King experience years ago, may what he did here and the officers that he influenced, inspired, continue to pass on that understanding for generations to come. We ask you, Lord, that you bless him and his family this night, and all those people whose lives are more special because he made a difference in those lives. May he always, Lord, act justly, love tenderly, and walk humbly with you as God. Amen.
Amen.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Monsignor. I also want to introduce Deputy Chief Anthony Manazzi, who's joining me up here today. I want to recognize especially Jason's family, Michelle, his wife, his son Chase, his father, Gloucester Township Police retired Corporal Bob Engel, his mother-in-law Gloria, his sister-in-law Renee and brother-in-law Joe, and his niece Gianna, nephew Joey, and all his extended family. Welcome here to the Gloucester Township Police, the other family that Captain Gittens belonged to. As I said, we're here to celebrate, really celebrate, an exemplary police career of one of Gloucester Township's finest, Captain Jason Gittens, badge number 134. But we're also here to recognize the sacrifices made not only by Jason, but also by all of you, his family, especially Michelle and especially Chase. We who serve often do not recognize, sometimes we just don't recognize, the stress and anxiety and all the difficulties of police work that we bring upon our families and family life. The interruptions, being on call, I apologize now because I'm often one of the ones that was constantly interrupting things when Jason was with you. His being on call as a detective, his receiving calls from informants at all times of day when he was in narcotics, especially when he was a member of the SWAT team, Special Response Team, which was very important to him, to be on call and not be able to be available, to pass up partaking in drinks, things like that, because you're on call all the time, always ready to go. And especially, then when he was the commander of the Special Response Team, where he had that responsibility for all the other officers. And then, of course, in these last couple of years when he was a command duty officer, and he had all those phone calls, all that responsibility, all that weight upon his shoulders, and all that weight that got transferred to your shoulders in the interruptions and things. All these things that come with being on the job, the things that make us love the job, and we know that it takes quite a toll on all of you, the family. So we were just talking, Jay and I were just talking about the phone calls at all times of the days that he had to handle, all the emails that he had to respond to from his phone, and how he will need to really get used to not having to look at his phone all the time and not be so glued to it. It's going to be a change, and you're going to have to, get him through that as well. And while Jason, he thrived under pressure, right? We know that pressure took its toll on you, Michelle, you, Chase, and your family life. So we want to recognize you. Recognize Michelle and Chase for understanding and supporting Jay throughout his police career. You're a big part of why we loved working with him and why he has had such a great career and why so many of us think of him as a good cop. So thank you for all that you've gone through and sacrificed. So. Jay had such great examples of what a good cop was as he was coming up. And we've often spoke together when we would speak about how Jay looked up to his dad, who first showed him what being a Gloucester Township cop was all about. It's where he learned it. Jay often would say that he learned his sense of duty and his service to the community from seeing his dad put on the uniform, hearing the stories, seeing that camaraderie, all the crazy stories too, I know some of those, that he had with, and the camaraderie that he had with all of the officers here at Gloucester Township Police. It clearly made an impression upon him. Now, Deputy Chief Manazzi and I are some of the only ones left who had the honor of working with both Jason and Bob. And it's often no wonder that some people are always surprised to hear that Bob is Jason's dad. But for those of who know them, we understand. We see the impression of the work ethic and service that Bob instilled into Jason. And I know how proud Bob is of Jason's accomplishments. We've spoke of it many times. You had no bigger advocate than Bob, believe me. As parents, you know, we always want our kids to have it better than we had it. And in this case, I know Bob can be gratified in knowing what a good example he was with the result of Jason's career here at the Gloucester Township Police Department. So thank you, Bob. Upon marrying the love of his life, Michelle, Jason had another great example of what a great cop was. His beloved father-in-law, New Jersey State Police Sergeant First Class Pedro Pete Velez, may he rest in peace. Pete was very well known to us here at Gloucester Township Police. He visited us often, and being retired, he regularly made himself home in our offices during the work days. We loved it. And it was always clear to us how much Jay respected him and how much of a positive influence that he was on Jason and all of us. And while Pete, who was friends with many people here, you'd think he would have worked here years back, he did. We know he's not here physically with us, but he is here today. I know it. And he's smiling and he's very proud of the man and of the cop that Jay has become. Jason's retirement is bittersweet for both me and the DC because we just shared so much time and spent so much time together through our careers here. Jason's not only been one of our most trusted teammates, friends, and confidants for us, but he has shown us how to navigate adversity and still be positive and be the consummate professional who always got the job done no matter how bad things were going. When I looked at Jay's personnel file in preparation for this, I read his initial application packet. It's always interesting to read. And one of the questions on the applications packet back at the time is, quote, "What can you offer us?" And Jason's response was prophetic as he wrote down and answered back in 1996, "I can offer leadership and positive thinking to the department, and I believe in being a team member." To those of us who know him, served with him, and depended on him, this response was spot on. Jay and I had played football together back in Highland High School. It was a year behind me. They had a better season the next year than after I left. And we always related together. We hit it off even back then. We knew each other, you know. Sometimes you play in a team you don't know, but we knew each other. Even though he was a defensive back, I was an offensive lineman, we had hit it off. We ran in the same circles. And so we always related to that teamwork and those lessons we learned that instilled with us. Captain Stolzheimer was part of that team. We all knew each other, and it's funny that we're here and we all have those experiences together. The deputy chief, me, and many others here have had the honor to serve with Jason on the special response team. For me, over 6 years. Jason, much longer. He had even more of an influence. And it was during our training and the experience of several very, very high-risk situations and incidents that we learned the value of teamwork and accountability to each other. We always watched out for each other, and we made it our mission to get home safely, get each other home safely to our families. And I could say that these are some of the best times of my professional life. Jason would go on to follow me to become the Special Response Team Commander, serving in that role from 2010 to 2016. And in this role, he would safely lead literally hundreds of missions, high-risk missions, with no injuries to suspects or to any officers. And this is no easy task. Any of the SRT guys that are here will know that these Type A personalities of the SRT were sometimes very difficult to lead and keep in line. That's what made them good. But he made them all better. And he clearly carried on the traditions that the Special Response Team had, and he clearly raised the bar of the team. This was typical of Captain Gittens' exemplary career. He was hired with the Gloucester Township Police Department on January 27, 1997, and is a graduate of the Camden County Police Academy Class 26, where he served as a squad leader, and he even held for a short time the pull-up record for the academy. He served as a patrol officer and was appointed as a shift investigator in 2000. He was appointed to the Special Response Team on January 24, 2002 until March 21st, 2016, a 14-year run. He served as the SRT Commander from October 25, 2010 until March 21st, 2016. On July 15, 2002, he was appointed as a detective, and he served in both the Juvenile Unit and the Narcotics Unit. On April 1st, 2004, he was promoted to Sergeant of Police and served as a Deputy Platoon Commander. He was promoted to Lieutenant of Police on October 25, 2010. He served as a Platoon Commander until July 1st, 2015, when he was appointed as the Traffic Safety Bureau Commander. And then on September 18, 2017, Lieutenant Gittens was appointed as the Investigations Bureau Commander. And on October 28, 2019, upon me becoming the Chief of Police, he was appointed as the Community Relations Bureau Commander. So he had one of the most experienced command statuses of mostly all the bureaus of the agency. So on October 28, 2009, on December 6, 2021, he was promoted to Captain of Police and served as our Community Services Division Commander. In addition, Capt Gittens has served on our Wellness Committee. He has served as our Public Information Officer, and he was President of the Superior Officers Negotiating Committee, and he's a proud member of New Jersey FOP Lodge 206. He has received 10 Distinguished Unit citations, 2 police service citations, and 6 outstanding police work letters. He's also the recipient of the Commendation for Heroism for his actions at the scene of a drowning of a 14-year-old girl in the Quarry Lake off of Mullen Drive on the evening of July 18, 2008. Then a patrol sergeant, he was the first arriving officer, where a witness informed him that her friend had gone under and had not come up. Without hesitation, Sergeant Gittens sprinted a quarter of a mile to the site, stripped off his gun belt and uniform, and immediately dove into the deep lake. He continued to dive and search into the dark and murky water for the child for approximately 45 minutes until he was ordered to discontinue the search. The girl was later recovered that night by the New Jersey State Police Team's Dive Team Unit. His citation read, "Sergeant Gittens is to be commended for his outstanding courage and professionalism without regard to his personal safety." In addition to these awards, while he was a lieutenant, he was awarded the prestigious Supervisor of the Year award in 2014. Now, I could go on and keep you here all afternoon, but I think that gives you a glimpse as to why we say he had such an excellent career here, and he was such a great officer here to work with. So in closing, I just want to say thank you to Captain Gittens. Thank you for being one of my most trusted officers and advisors. Thank you for the example you set in the face of professional adversity. Thank you for always having my back on making sure I got home to my family, especially during all of those high-risk SRT assignments. Thank you for being a great example of a good husband, a good father, and a good family man. Thank you especially for being a good friend. Know that you are a good cop and you are a warrior. Always know that you are part of this Gloucester Township Police family. Know that you've had tremendous impact in the lives of those you came in contact with and in the careers of the many cops that you served with. Enjoy this next chapter of your life. Enjoy your time with Michelle. Enjoy watching Chase play hockey and continue to be a great example to him. Enjoy your family without worrying about the phone ringing or getting text messages. Congratulations. Congratulations on surviving and having an exemplary career that has made such a great impact on the Gloucester Township Police Department and the community that we serve. Congratulations. This time I'll introduce Captain Gittens for a few words.
Thanks, Chief. I appreciate that. Usually we're up here doing a press conference, so it's a little bit different.
Used to do it.
Thank you, Chief, for that great summation of my career. First and foremost, I want to thank God for always keeping me safe and healthy, for guiding me throughout my law enforcement career. Thank you, Monsignor, for your prayers and being there for me and my family whenever we needed you. Wow, I can't believe this day's here. I still remember sitting in the police academy in 1997 trying to do the math for 25 years. It just seems so far away, and yet here we are today. I feel like you graduate from high school, then college, and now I'm graduating from police work. So you must really enjoy the ride, because before you know it, it's over. I want to start off by thanking my parents for instilling in me the importance of hard work and showing me what a great work ethic looks like. I got a front row seat to police work, watching my dad as he was so committed to the job. He always worked hard, never once complained about it. He absolutely loved the job. So because of him, I knew from a young age I was going to be a police officer. I want to thank Chief John Stolstein for hiring me back in 1997. I always appreciated the advice he would give me as a young officer. After graduation, I was assigned to the 3rd Platoon under Captain John Shuck and Captain Tim Kane. They both had a profound effect on me, challenging me to become a well-rounded officer and to be my best at all times. I want to personally thank Captain Shuck for pushing me and helping me to finish my bachelor's degree, which leads me to say thank you for mentoring me inside and outside the police department. I want to acknowledge Sergeant Don Coppola. He was assigned as my training officer. He set the tone from the beginning, making sure that I studied and was well prepared for each assignment. Thank you for that solid foundation you put me on and for your continued friendship. I want to thank all the officers assigned to the 3rd Platoon way back in the late 1990s. Many of you became my closest friends and have always supported me. I want to recognize Lieutenant Bob Savola. Not only was he the best man at my wedding, he was my biggest advocate and confidant. Over the past 26 years, even when I ran into adversity in my career, he stuck by me. I appreciate you, value our friendship, and look forward to the future fishing trips. I want to thank Chief Smith for his leadership and giving the narcotics. I always knew he was looking out for me by the way he would keep checking on his boy, Elvis. I want to thank Detective Beck for taking me under his wing and showing me the ropes of narcotics. Working with you was one of the best times I had during my career. In 2002, I tried out for the Special Response Team. I want to thank Deputy Chief North Davis for sliding a positive message into my mailbox right before the tryout that said, "You got this." I never forgot that. And I tried to emulate that positivity with my own personnel. I want to thank Lieutenant Joe Seifert for really grooming me as a supervisor and teaching me to look at things from all angles from a supervisor standpoint. He taught me how to look beyond the initial crimes we responded to in order to properly allocate the right resources. He was always making sure I was prepared and understood my assignments. I was promoted to lieutenant in 2010 and was assigned to command the 3rd Platoon. This was a very strong, hard-working group of officers just eager to learn. And I've enjoyed watching all of you succeed in your own careers. Thank you to all of you for your great times and the hard work. Also in 2010, I was appointed to be the team commander for the Special Response Team. Now, before becoming the team commander, I got to watch and learn from the best. And to me, that is Chief Harkins. From the time he was just a member until he took over as the commander, he was the consummate professional. His commitment was, and still is, second to none. Always pushing the team to be the best and was constantly looking for new tactics and the safest way to accomplish our missions. I learned a ton from him, not only with SWAT, but policing in general. I want to thank Chief Harkins for having the trust and belief in me to take this assignment on, as well as all the other bureaus he's mentioned. And again, I want to thank you, Chief, for your leadership, friendship, and trust. I also want to recognize Deputy Chief Anthony Benazzi. He takes research and training very seriously on any topic and will give you a laundry list of scenarios of what ifs so you can make the best decision for the best outcome.
Great.
Grim. That was his nickname, Grim. Yeah. Thank you for that leadership and your friendship over the years. The Chief spoke briefly about the number of successful SRT missions we had under my command. That just doesn't happen by accident. I had 2 great team leaders, as well as a team of true professionals who take this assignment very seriously and train nonstop to be the best. The planning for these missions must go exactly right with built-in contingencies. If one thing goes wrong, it can put everybody in danger. I want to especially thank Detective John Ritchie, as he is the one guy that I was thankful to have by my side while I was overseeing these missions. I thank him for his guidance with the Special Response Team and for his friendship throughout my career. I want to thank Captain Brendan Barton and Captain Johnny Stolsteiner for their help when I was promoted to captain and the laughs in the morning before the day got started. I want to thank all my bureau commanders, Lieutenant Benton, now Captain Benton, Lieutenant Kohlmeyer, Lieutenant Long, Lieutenant Capana, and Lieutenant Gansky. I knew when I gave you guys an assignment, I never had to worry if it was going to be done right. I enjoyed all the morning talks on the phone we had joking around. I want to thank all those officers who have served under my command in all those units as well. All of you are very dedicated and have contributed in a big way for the success of the police department. I also want to recognize and thank Chuck Doherty for helping me run our social media platforms. I couldn't have done that without you. When you sign up to be a police officer, you know what you're getting into. However, your family is also along for the ride. If it isn't already apparent that police work itself wasn't demanding enough, dangerous enough, I had to turn the heat up even a little bit more and become a member of the Special Response Team and later the Team Commander for another 5 years, which puts just a little more pressure on the family. I want to thank my mother-in-law, Gloria, who has been one of my strongest supporters and my biggest prayer warrior. I want to thank my late father-in-law, Pete Velez, who retired from the Jersey State Police. He really got the nature of the job, the commitments, and was always someone I could lean on and go to for advice at any time. I know he's here with us today enjoying this moment. I want to thank my sister-in-law, Renee, my brother-in-law, Joe, my niece, Gianna, my nephew, Joey, for all their support over the years. and it's always good to have a lawyer in the family to bounce ideas off of. Last, but certainly not least, the most important people in my life are my wife, Michelle, and my son, Chase. Michelle, you've been the rock and foundation of our family. You were the one making sure everything in the house runs smoothly, driving Chase to school, hockey practice, and games, making sure he's prepared and guiding him through his daily life. Going to all the birthday parties, barbecues, family functions, a lot of times without me. I would not have had this much success in my career without your prayers and support, and I love you very much. Chase, I'm very proud of you. I look forward to spending more time with you and watch you continue to succeed in school and with your hockey career, which is leading us up to upcoming college visits. Thank you to everyone that came out here today. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here, and it really means a lot to me. I'll leave you with this last piece of advice. Success doesn't happen in a straight line. You will be tested and challenged throughout your career. You will run into adversity, and things will not happen or go as you planned. But how you respond to it is a true test. Continue to work hard, stay focused, believe in what you're doing, and your goals will come to fruition, I guarantee it. It was an honor to be part of GTPD and serving with all of you. God bless, stay safe, and continue to watch out for each other. Thank you.
As it's our traditions here at Gloucester Township Police, a couple small presentations. First, we like everyone to remember, I know Jay has these, but we present someone with a lapel pin, every retiring officer with a lapel pin, and we ask them to proudly wear it because just because they're retired from active duty, they are always part of the Gloucester Township Police family, and you will wear that proudly, I know. Thank you. In addition, your police identification card, retired captain, badge number 134. And like my honor to present you with your retired captain's badge and wallet with your honorary police ID, Captain Jason Gittens, well earned this retired badge. Congratulations with that. In addition, at this time, we'd like to make a presentation to you. Councilman, if you'll join us. Our tradition is to present the retiring officer with a plaque of their badges, which means so much to us, that they've worn throughout their career, and this one is a beautiful one. So on behalf of the men and women of the Gloucester Township Police Department, we want to, oh wait a minute, what's that on there?
How did that get there?
Who is that guy?
Young Jason Gittens. That was Chuck's idea.
It wasn't. That's good.
But this is the, as you can see, Jason's patches, that were worn, his badges, his rank, his nameplate, his commendations, and everything that was important to him throughout the course of his career. So it's my honor on behalf of Mayor, Deputy Chief Manazzi, all the men and women of the Gloucester Township Police Department, we present this to you for your years of service and your exemplary career in the Gloucester Township Police Department. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Formation, at 10, Present, oh! Order, up! Array, left!
Captain Gittens began his career with the Gloucester Township Police Department on January 27, 1997. Captain Gittens served in various positions throughout his career: Patrol Officer, Shift Investigator, and Detective in both the Juvenile Unit and Narcotics Unit. On January 24, 2002, Captain Gittens was appointed to the Special Response Team. On April 1st, 2004, Captain Gittens was promoted to Sergeant before being promoted to Lieutenant, where he served in various capacities. On December 6, 2021, Captain Gittens was promoted to Captain and served as the Community Services Division Commander. We are grateful for Captain Gittens' dedicated service to the Gloucester Township Police Department and the community. We wish Captain Gittens a long and happy retirement.
Bravo 134 to radio.
Bravo 134.
It was an honor to be part of GTPD and serving with all of you. God bless. Stay safe. Continue to watch out for each other. Bravo 134 to radio.
Bravo 134.
Off duty for the final time.
Receive. Enjoy your retirement.
Formation attend.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for attending tonight.